Standard Yuang is next, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And then next will be Margaret Sato. Thank you so much.
Okay, can I just start now, or?
Yes, please.
Okay. So my name is SD, or Standard Duong. I'm 25 years old, a transgender woman, a former student at Gretchen Whitney High School, class of 2017. I'm here to tell you about the bad things that happened to me and what my suggestions are moving forward. I would like to preface this by saying that I fully intend to avoid remarks or charges that reflect on the character of any current school district employee. All my comments will be about former employees, which I hope that's not against the rules or anything. I'm just going to keep going and I'm just going to hope you're not going to stop me. So I'm just going to play a audio recording first.
Some people out with some cameras shooting girls soccer after school. Couple of cameras shooting that. Let's see if we can get that done. Yes? Hello? I'm shouting. No.
So, 8 years ago, I illegally recorded Radziokowski dropping racial slurs in my classroom because he had already yelled racial slurs at me a few weeks prior. I reported him to the principal, who was his friend. The principal found nothing, and Radziokowski lied through his teeth to deny everything too. He then told me, in front of the principal, that he knew I was recording him, and that if I released anything, he would financially ruin my family by suing us. You might be thinking that he had a legal right to record, but I had a moral right, because I could not trust the adults in charge to protect me, so I had to take things into my own hands. I would like to reiterate this, that Radziokowski, a man who had taught at the ABCUSD for more than a decade, financially threatened a minor to avoid a simple conversation and an apology. I backed down because my family at the time could not deal with a lawsuit from someone as wealthy as him, but now I'm an adult, and the only person he can hurt is me. I had to go through a lot of therapy because of this. I did a lot of things to make me feel better, like releasing the recording on Facebook. And not only that, I returned his racial slurs into a hip-hop beat and released it on Spotify. And if anyone is interested, you can look up Cerritos Harvey Weinstein on Spotify and you can find the recording. One thing I realized is that Radziokowski would be shooting himself in the foot if he sues me right now. Because I know enough people where they would be able to drive a bunch of media attention if he escalates. And if that happens, it's going to put everyone in a bad light. And I'm sure I don't need to remind everyone about the slavery enactment debacle. It wasn't fun getting double-teamed by both the Huffington Post and the Daily Wire. My second story is shorter but more serious. I don't know if you know that story about Gary Smuts, the former superintendent of the ABCUSD, illegally retaliating against a principal for calling the cops on a teacher who was making violent threats towards other people. That teacher's name was Kevin Kirby, who happened to be my kindergarten teacher, the same kindergarten teacher who sexually molested me. I never told the authorities, and I never told anyone until I graduated and became an adult, because why would I trust the adults to do the right thing? I read the news, and I saw how Gary Smuts went out of his way to retaliate against a whistleblower. These people are long gone from the district, but these people were not one-off exceptions, and I'd bet my money that the same abuses are going on in this district today. You might be wondering what you can do about this, and I have a simple but radical policy suggestion, which is to allow students to secretly voice record teachers in classrooms. Because teachers lie all the time about what goes on. I'm a transgender woman, and I spent my entire time here in the closet because I knew I could not prove when half my teachers would make inappropriate comments about transgenders. If I had the power to prove what was said all the time, then I wouldn't have to go through these events, that traumatizing ordeal with people like Radziokowski. And I'd like to add that it's legal to secretly record teachers in Colorado because it is a one-party recording consent state, and things are going fine there. If you do not implement this policy, then it will be worse off for you, because it is only a matter of time before the students under your ward realize that there's nothing really stopping them from doing what I did. At some point, another student is going to secretly record another teacher dropping some inappropriate rant, and that student might release it. If the teacher decides to sue the student, it'll cause a media backlash, and media from all parts of the political spectrum will once again storm our lives and stress everybody out. And I'm going to be honest, if that policy is not implemented, I may participate. I'm not famous by any means, but I have friends in medium places. I have friends in think tanks or whatever, and I also make $90,000 a year in Denver with no children. I'm more than willing to blow a few $1,000s on a billboard or a bunch of mailers to publicize a story. But if you take away the teacher's right to sue by explicitly stating in your policies, I got like 30 more seconds, sorry. Can I go?
Finish your sentence.
If you take away the teacher's right to sue by explicitly stating in your policies that students are allowed to secretly record, then that escalation is a lot more controlled. And I'd like to say this by saying...
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
That was a sentence. Someone from staff will be responding. Oh, okay.
Margaret Sato?
Actually, Saito.
Saito? Saito.